over the weekend, something pretty awful happened to two LA sheriff's deputies. They were ambushed and shot as they were parked in a car near a metro station in Linwood, California. Now, the sheriff's, the LA County Sheriff, Alex Villanueva, has decided to pin this crime, and by the way, the suspect is still at large, pin this crime on LeBron James, a professional basketball player. So he had an interview with a radio station, and he said that LeBron James should show that he's committed to helping to find the suspect by donating money to the search effort. So right now, there are two private pledges totaling $75,000 in addition to the $100,000 from the county. But Villanueva, the sheriff, is calling on James to kick in $175,000 or even $350,000. And this is what he says. And the reason why this is frustrating is because, again, he's using a Candace Owens ridiculous talking point to place the blame on James, and it's ridiculous. He says, I want to make a challenge to LeBron James. I want you to match that and double that reward because I know you care about law enforcement. You expressed a very interesting statement on race relations and officer-involved shootings and the impact that it has on the African-American community, and I appreciate that. But likewise, we need to appreciate that respect for life goes across professions, races, creeds, and I'd like to see LeBron James step up to the plate and double that. So, Cenk, thoughts on this? I mean, we talked about it when Candace Owens alleged this and it was ridiculous. I don't feel any differently when it comes from the sheriff.
All right, first of all, I think LeBron James also needs to step up to the plate and give $175,000 to tyt.com/go.
We know that he cares about progressive views, you know?
Right. Yeah, as long as we're making random requests of people, why not, right? So now, the fact that it's not random to get serious is actually more troubling because basically he's saying is, oh, LeBron James, I guess you care about black people being shot, huh? Oh, what? Okay, then why don't you put up some money to help police? Well, but wait a minute, you are viewing him in an antagonistic way because he's worried that some cops in the country are shooting unarmed, innocent African-American men. Now you claim when pressed, not just this sheriff, but almost all the police in the country, they claim when they're pressed that those are just some bad apples. So why would you be upset at LeBron James for being against the bad apples? Presumably you're also against the bad apples, right? You don't want them. I mean, most cops are wonderful,
He's
right?
Not. He loves the bad apples. He has rehired bad apples. He has rehired sheriff's deputies who were previously fired from the same department for proven domestic violence. There was one sheriff's deputy who was stalking an ex-girlfriend, showing up to her home in the early morning, threatening her. There was video of it. And Alex Villanueva is like, oh, you guys want to get rid of the bad apples? No. I jump in it, like bring them in. I love them. So Alex Villanueva, out of anyone in law enforcement, has absolutely no leg to stand on when it comes to bad policing. He not only engages in bad policing, I think he transparently and actively flaunts it in everyone's face on a regular basis.
Anna, he's doing bad policing right now. He has no idea who the suspect is. And he's blaming people like LeBron James who are protesting police abuse and killings. But you have no idea that this suspect is motivated by that. Why don't you do your job of policing and catch the guy who shot two cops and find out what his real motive is? But you've already made assumptions about his real motives and you've already made conclusions with no evidence, thereby showing you're a terrible police officer. And now, instead of doing your job, you're going around blaming LeBron James for this. Look, the two cops getting shot is a tragedy because they're innocent. They didn't do anything in these regards. They didn't kill George Floyd. They didn't do the shooting in Kenosha. They didn't look. The thing they're so upset about LeBron James for is because he said we're being hunted down. That was in reference to Ahmaud Arbery case. That wasn't even cops who did that case, but they took it personally. So they're like, oh yeah, oh now you're against random vigilantes chasing down black guys who are jogging in the neighborhood and lynching them. Okay, that's it. Then we're gonna take it out on you. Wait, why did you take that personally? Why, were you thinking of doing the same thing? I didn't take it personally. Why did this sheriff take it personally? So those weren't even cops. He
identifies with those people. He identifies with the people who hunted down.
He clearly identifies with all the shooters and so just do your goddamn job. The 2 people got shot and they're your officers. Find the guy who did it and bring him to justice. We're all in favor of that. Left wing, right wing, it doesn't matter. Instead of doing stupid press conferences demanding money from LeBron James because he dares to do something positive in the world. And by the way, the whole point of that, if you didn't get it, is shut up and dribble. He's basically saying the Fox News talking point that Laura Ingraham invented, which is if you're famous and you're gonna get a lot of attention and put that attention on us when we do something wrong, you better not do it. We're gonna intimidate you. And now, hey, listen, you're against cops in LA, you live in LA. So all of this is implied in what he's saying. And he's taking a hardline right-wing position instead of doing his goddamn job.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.